Hey guys, Akronos here with a quick commentary. It's not a live commentary this time, but it is my first game with Xin Zhao. As you see, I bought him about 3 days ago, I think. I'm not sure. I just had a game with him now before I am recording this commentary, and he's a pretty cool champion. I like how he has high damage, even though you don't have to build him with high damage items, because usually I build jarvan slightly tanky, but I do notice a bit of damage and movement, lacking in damage and movement on jarvan. So what I like to do is play Xin Zhao from now on. It's not that I'm not going to play jarvan, because he's still a great champion, but Xin Zhao has more damage and mobility. I mean, with this E, for example, and then his Q with his knockup and his R, just very high damage output, while I can focus on his defense. So yeah, I build him slightly tanky. I'm not sure what I built him like in this game. You know, in Dominion there are stuff you can't use, like a Bloodthirster. Not that I always use a Bloodthirster. But for example, a Warmogs, which I used in Classic with Xin Zhao, you can't use it in this game type. So that's quite different, obviously. So I'm not sure what I'm building right here. I captured the first one. Rammus is going top. I mean bottom, and I'm going top. And there we just see fight going on. And I press my Q, try to take him out, and I just use my Ignite to ensure that I get the kill. And I do, which is pretty cool. And I usually focus on my E, because this is what I use to engage and make sure I get the kill. So there, Gangplank gets the kill. Awesome kill steal with this Q, I guess, because that's what he usually uses to steal kills. So I plan to get the health, and this is where I noticed that if you don't build him very tanky, he doesn't have a lot of his sustain. So that's why I prefer building him tanky. Now I see Gangplank coming, so I was rushing to kill him, because I know if I don't hurry up, he goes and uses his Q again and just takes my kill again for the second time. You know, I don't mind if you do it once, but there are people just taking my kills over and over and then coming up with the same stupid excuse, and yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't see it, I didn't mean to. I mean, you obviously mean to. I mean, you know when you're sitting there and you attack him and, you know, deal the last hit that you will get the kill and I won't. You're obviously aware of what's going on, but you just want to, you know, swipe it away and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, while you obviously did. Messing around with the camera here, sorry. I really want to show what's going on with the Nocturne here. I was about to show it, but then I respawned. I'm not sure what my score is either, because I'm not recording this with what's it called? With low recorder. I'm live recording it with Bandicam, much better than Fraps. The quality is about the same. I haven't noticed any difference, but it still is pretty good. So here, I jump. Oh, Rice stuns me, but I should get the kill anyways, I think. Oh, Gangplank gets the kill again. I'm actually running away like a pussy. I don't mind Gangplank, you know, taking my kill twice or 3 times, but, well, 3 times it is fairly annoying. But, you know, when you're both attacking, I don't really mind, because, you know, if you're both attacking, it's more like a team fight, and he just dealt the finishing blow. So here you see me maxing my, ranking my E again, because it's what I mostly use in Dominion. Because mobility is very important in Dominion. You want to be fast and, you know, jump to your enemies quickly. You don't want to be slow. And I don't know why Freak, not to this Freak here, but he was talking about Nautilus in Dominion. Well, you'd have to stack Phantom Dancers on Nautilus, because he is so slow. You'd have to have Ghost for sure to actually be effective with him. Gangplank coming again, trying to steal my kill, obviously. But yeah, I don't know why you would use Nautilus in this. I've tried to play Jarvan, but again, I noticed lack of movement with Jarvan, and that's something I don't notice with Xin Zhao, because he's much faster, can move around much quicker, He is less tanky though because he doesn't have a shield. Not that I'm mentioning it with right here, like as if a shield could have saved me, because 3v1, no way I would have made that. Maybe 4v1, I don't know what it was. I think a 3v1. But yeah, he's a pretty good champion. More damage, I like it. And I've been focusing on you know, countering my enemies. And you do have the Q, the knockup, but I also like a frozen mallet on your enemies to make sure that they can't get away. And this is also very great in the minion to counter your enemies, because you want to be fast in the minion, and if you're not, you know, that could cause some trouble. You know, and there are a lot of fast. Wow, I'm saying a lot. Sorry for that, but there are a lot of fast champions in the minion, and I'm not talking here about Vigor. Vigor's, you know, not very fast, but Twitch, for example, he has a stealth, and built with the right build, he is pretty fast actually. So here, nice going Vigor, and there you see the high damage again. I haven't really been working on my damage so far in my build. As you see, I only have a Phage, which doesn't give too much damage. I think 20, not even 20 damage, maybe 15. So I'm here and trying to capture the point with Nocturne, and I see Yi and Akali coming, so I'm trying to hurry up here, but I was pretty confident that we could make the fight, and I think we did. Well, I'm just guessing here, because it's just like you are watching this video. I have no idea what's going on, because, you know, it's about a day ago that I watched this, so I don't really know what's going on. So we should be able to get the kill on Akali here. Oh, nice jump. It's not really a kill steal there, because Nocturne wasn't going for the last hit. So, yeah. Maybe he wanted me to have that kill. Maybe he thought I did most of the work. I don't know. So we capture another point. This was a really good game, as we've captured all the points. Well, as soon as we capture this one, yeah, now we have all the points, which is really good. And it's, I'm not saying that it's rare that I have such a good game, but it does quite happen that your teammates are terrible and that you have a pretty bad game. But I'm glad I got a good game with this one. Sorry. And you know, it's kind of hard to say if the champion is good or bad, because if you're having a bad game because of your teammates, well then obviously it's not very balanced. And if you're having a good game because your team is carrying you all the time, it's not balanced either. And also, comparing Dominion to Classic, you can't say based on a Dominion game that a champion is good in Classic, because it's quite different. I've noticed with a few champions, I think Gangplank it was, which I still have to commentate over, I went 12-1, I think, in Dominion, and later on I tried him out in Classic, and I did terrible. And, you know, my explanation for that is that his only damage output really is with the Q and with his ultimate, because his E gives him a small buff and the W heals him, and his basic attacks don't do a lot. They're not very useful. So we have a fight going on over here. I burst on you easily, which is pretty nice. I see Nocturne coming, so I was pretty confident that I should be able to get this. I really can't remember what's happening here. Oh, I do get the kill with the help from Nocturne. Nice. So we did lose 1 point. So here I was again, as I noticed now, I tried to ping Nocturne here because I saw Twitch coming out, but he wasn't paying attention, so I died unfortunately, but he still could pick up the kill, which is good. But as you see, I built that hammer thing, most likely focusing on my damage output, but lacking in armor and magic resist. So he is much better building in defensive. I don't know why I'm having such a massive downer at the moment. Sorry, I'm trying to focus here, checking out what's going on with the gameplay. But like I said, it's quite different in Dominion and Classic. In Classic, I definitely recommend building him tanky. And in Dominion, well, I've been thinking, and in my Fiora game, I am building her slightly tanky as well, because most likely there is a Yi in the game. Just as in this game, there most likely is a Yi in a game of the minion, and he will be doing a lot of damage output if it's a good Yi. If it's a terrible Yi, he probably won't, but so that's why I usually go with defense items. But first game, obviously, I had no idea what was going on, how this champion worked. So what I decided to, well, not decided, but what I did was, you know, just build stuff that looked good on him just by the first looks. But you really have to play this champion more often so you get into it and understand how you have to use him and build him. So I think we're getting to the end of the video. There's about 3 more minutes to go. I don't want it to be me just rambling for 3 minutes on and on and on. Yeah, this is pretty stupid. Oh, Nocturne is dying here, but I can quickly jump to Twitch, fortunately, and take him out. And you know what I also noticed? I'm not sure how it works, but somehow, well, not somehow, it is known on Xin Zhao that with each 3 hits, he gains health. But I'm not sure how that works again. I kind of forgot, actually. I'm not sure if it's your passive. I don't think it is. I don't think it is your passive. Oh, here I call for a Gangplank to use his ultimate. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe it wasn't cooldown, but I wanted him to use his ultimate, you know, to help me out. Because we might have been able to stop Rise, but Gangplank. I think he's using his ultimate afterwards, as he's chasing Rise here. Goes on with the fight. Let's see if he's going to use his ultimate. Yes, there he goes, using his ultimate just to make sure that he would get the kill. That was very selfish play of him. He could have just easily used his ultimate on Rise, and you know, maybe I could have escaped and, you know, gotten out of there. But he felt the need to just use it when he was going for the kill, but he ended up dying afterwards. So that was pretty poor gameplay on Gangplank, I think, in my opinion. As you saw right there, he was saying something, I don't know what, and that is something I noticed with the European server, which is, well, kind of a downside to it. That there are people speaking, well, Lord knows what kind of languages. I have no idea sometimes, and I'm like, what are you saying? I have no idea what you're saying. And you know, I can slightly talk with German people, you know, sprechen Sie Deutsch, and ich bin, and du bist, because I've been having German in school, had for 3 years, and then I just got done with it. I didn't want German anymore, and I had French, so you know, I can say je parle le français un peu, you know, and je m'appelle Quentin, because that's my name. If you didn't know, that's my name. You know, so I kind of know how to talk with them. Unlike on Skype calls and stuff, because my pronunciation is terrible in French and other kind of stuff. But typing kind of goes on with German people, but not with French people. That's just pretty bad. I have a translator on my iPhone which I use to communicate with people. Anyways, that's the game. That was pretty cool. I recommend building him slightly tanky, and yeah, that was the game.